Cruise food isn't just about eating, it's a huge part of the entire trip. From buffets to specialty dining, you'll eat more than you expect. After 14 years of cruising, I've discovered tips that make meals easier, better, and smarter. Here are 14 must-know tips to be cruise food smart. 1. The dining room can be hit or miss. The main dining room is the centerpiece of cruise dining. On paper, the multi-course meals, excellent service, and weekly changing menus seem like highlights of the restaurant, which serves thousands nightly. The truth is that while pleasant, the food isn't always outstanding. Some nights you'll find dishes that blow you away. I've had incredible meals rivaling land-based restaurants. Other times, entrees can feel underwhelming. It's not due to lack of talent. It's because chefs are cooking for thousands at once and consistency can suffer. My first mistake was expecting every dish to be amazing. Instead, go in knowing some meals will surprise you, others may be just okay. The key is flexibility. If you don't enjoy a dish, ask for another. Staff won't mind. It happens all the time. And remember, dining isn't only about the food, it's about the atmosphere, relaxing, and even meeting new people. So yes, the dining room is worth it, but keep your expectations balanced. Think of it as part of the cruise adventure, not the ultimate foodie destination. 2. Yes, you can order multiple dishes. One of the coolest secrets about cruise dining is that you're not limited to just one appetizer, entree, and dessert. The menu is presented that way, but in reality, you can order as much as you'd like. If 2 appetizers sound good, try both. Request for both if you can't choose between steak and pasta. Go ahead and sample for 2 desserts if you feel like it. The waiters are used to it and it's part of the cruise experience. Some cruise lines have started charging for excessive ordering. For instance, Carnival now charges a $5 fee if you order more than 2 entrees, but in most cases, ordering an extra appetizer or dessert is perfectly fine. Personally, I've discovered new favorite dishes this way and sometimes found a miss, but that's the fun. Cruising lets you experiment without waste. 3. Specialty restaurants are worth trying. Back in the day, specialty restaurants were rare and inexpensive, maybe $20 for a steakhouse dinner. Now ships are filled with options like sushi, Italian, and fine steakhouses, with prices around $40 to $50 per person. So are they worth it? In my opinion, yes, at least once per cruise. Specialty venues serve far fewer guests, which means the food is cooked to order with more attention to flavor and presentation. The quality feels higher and it's a refreshing change from the main dining room or buffet. I once dined at a specialty steakhouse and the difference was night and day. The service was personal, the meal beautifully plated, and it ended up being one of the most memorable parts of my trip. Yes, it's an added cost, but when you compare it to dining at a restaurant at home, it is reasonable. Budget for at least one specialty dinner. It doesn't have to be every night, but sampling even one can elevate your cruise experience. 4. Reservations fill up faster than you think. One of the biggest surprises for me when I first started cruising was how quickly specialty restaurant reservations disappear. On my second cruise, I figured I'd book a steakhouse dinner on day 2. Big mistake. Every single evening was already full, and that was a hard lesson learned. Here's why. Specialty venues usually have far fewer tables compared to the main dining room. With thousands of guests on board, demand skyrockets and spots are gone before you know it. If you wait till halfway through your trip, your chances of getting the time or restaurant you want drop dramatically. Book as early as you can. Many cruise lines let you reserve before you even board, and you do absolutely should if you're interested. If not, make it one of the first things you do on embarkation day. Don't give up if online reservations show full. More than once, I've walked up in person and snagged a last-minute spot due to cancellations. Specialty dining is worth the effort, but only if you act fast. 5. Buffets get repetitive quickly. The buffet is usually the first place people think of when it comes to cruise food. It's included, open all day, and loaded with options. On your first day, it feels like heaven. Stations of pasta, salads, meats, and desserts. But here's the thing, after a few days, the magic fades. Because the buffet often repeats the same items, especially on smaller older ships, breakfast might always be scrambled eggs and pancakes, while lunch and dinner rotate between similar dishes. After 3 or 4 days, it can start to feel a bit predictable and, honestly, a little bland. That's not to say the buffet is bad. In fact, I think it's ideal for breakfast because it's quick, easy, and has all the essentials. but you'll burn out if you depend on it for every meal. The mistake I made early on was eating almost every lunch and dinner at the buffet because it was easy. By day 4, I got tired of the choices. That's when I realized how important it is to mix it up. Rather, take a different approach. Check out small, quick-serve restaurants, have a piece of pizza on deck, or have lunch in the main dining area. You'll avoid buffet weariness in addition to finding more variety. So yes, enjoy the buffet, especially for breakfast, but don't let it become your only dining option. Variety is what keeps cruise food exciting throughout the week. 6. Free eats beyond the buffet do exist. Buffets and dining rooms aren't your only free choices on a cruise. Most ships feature hidden gems included in your fare, and they can easily become favorites. Carnival's Guy's Burger Joint serves up burgers and crispy fries, a big hit with many cruisers. Royal Caribbean offers grab-and-go spots with pizza slices, sandwiches, and fresh-baked cookies, perfect when you need something quick. Norwegian's The Local takes things further with 24/7 pub food, meaning you can get wings, nachos, or breakfast at any hour. These venues often outshine the buffet in quality and convenience, with the bonus of shorter lines. On embarkation day, take a little time to explore your ship and know where these free options are located. When the buffet starts to feel repetitive, these spots can be game changers. In fact, some travelers end up finding their favorite meal of the entire trip at one of these lesser-known venues. 7. Room service isn't always free anymore. Room service used to be one of those classic cruise perks: unlimited late-night snacks, full meals in your cabin, all completely free. But today, most cruise lines have changed their policies. Continental breakfast items like coffee and juice are still complimentary, but hot meals or snacks during the day and night are often coming with a charge. Royal Caribbean, for example, hits you with a flat fee per order, while Carnival uses an a la carte pricing system. That doesn't mean you should skip it altogether. In fact, free breakfast delivery is one of my favorite ways to start the day slowly, enjoying my coffee on the balcony. For other times, think of room service as an occasional splurge, not something you do every day. That way, you still enjoy the luxury without getting blindsided by a surprise bill at the end of your cruise. 8. Alcohol and soda come at a premium. Drinks are where cruise lines really profit. Food's mostly included, but cocktails run $12 to $15 and sodas between $3 and $4. Drink packages offer unlimited options for a daily fee, but whether it's worth it really depends on your habits. If you got extra sodas, cocktails, or specialty coffees daily, the math might work. Otherwise, buying individually usually saves money in the long run. Do the numbers honestly before sailing. Don't let the package hype sway you. If you order fewer drinks than 5 or 6 a day, skip it. Either way, budget for the drinks. It's one part of cruise dining that's definitely not all-inclusive, and it can add up faster than you think. 9. Food safety is taken seriously. Cruise ships feed thousands daily, so hygiene is strict. Buffets often have crews serving food, especially on day 1, to minimize germs. You'll see sanitizing stations, constant table cleaning, and reminders to wash hands. Outbreaks are rare now, but most risks come from passengers reusing plates or skipping hygiene. I would suggest always washing before meals. Use fresh plates and embrace extra precautions like staff serving utensils. It might be slower, but it keeps everyone healthy, and once you realize how careful ships are, you'll see why cruise dining is usually safer than land restaurants. 10. You won't go hungry. Food is almost 24/7. One of the best parts of cruising is that you never go hungry. Buffets open early in the morning and often stay running until late evening, with snacks bridging the gap. After that, late-night pizza counters, sandwich stations, or even 24-hour venues keep the food flowing. I personally grabbed hot pizza at 1 in the morning and walked into a fully stocked buffet after getting back from a long excursion, no problem at all. The challenge isn't access to food, it's resisting the temptation to eat it all the time. On embarkation day, do a quick walk around to know which places stay open late and which open early. Whether you're up at sunrise craving coffee or staying out past midnight wanting fries, there's always something available. Don't stress about meal times. On a cruise, the food is practically non-stop. 11. Dietary restrictions are handled well. Don't be worried about food limitations. Cruise lines are surprisingly good at handling dietary needs, whether you're a vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, or dealing with allergies. Most menus clearly mark options, and servers are trained to answer questions or suggest safe substitutions. I've seen chefs prepare meals completely from scratch to accommodate passengers. On one trip, friends with severe allergies were given personalized dishes every night. It wasn't just safe, it was some of the best food of their cruise. Buffets are also better than many people expect. Sections are often labeled, and some ships go the extra mile with dedicated gluten-free areas, complete with separate utensils to prevent cross-contamination. If you have restrictions, the key is communication. Notify the cruise line before sailing and talk to your server on day 1. With those steps, you can eat comfortably and often more enjoyably than restaurants at home. 12. Portions are smaller than you'd expect. Cruise dining room portions often surprise first-timers. Entrees are modest, more like fine dining than oversized restaurant plates. The first time I ordered steak, I thought, that's it? But then it came to the soup, salad, and dessert, and suddenly I was satisfied without feeling stuffed. And that's the point. Balance across multiple courses rather than one giant plate. And if you're still hungry, just ask for another entree or dessert. The staff are happy to bring it to you. At the buffet, of course, you can load your plates as much as you want, so don't mistake small dining room portions for stinginess. They're designed that way to give you a variety and pacing. Rest assured, you never walk away from the table hungry. 13. Food waste is a huge issue. Here's something most passengers don't think about: the sheer amount of food waste on a cruise ship. With buffets, multiple dining venues, and passengers free to order as much as they want, tons of food gets thrown away. I once took a behind-the-scenes galley tour, and one of the chefs mentioned how carefully they track food waste. To adjust for future sailings, they actually weigh the items that are tossed. Even so, the scale is staggering. A big part of the problem comes from passengers overloading buffet plates or ordering multiple entrees in the dining room but barely touching them. Since everything has to be disposed of carefully at sea, it's both an environmental and logistical issue. Now, don't feel guilty for sampling 2 desserts or trying something new. That's part of the cruise experience. Just be mindful. Take smaller portions at the buffet, and if you're still hungry, just go back. It cuts waste and keeps the food fresh for everyone. Think of it like dining at home. You can always have seconds, just start small. It reduces waste and keeps you from overeating. Food waste is one of those hidden sides of cruising most people never consider, but once you see it, you realize how small choices make a big difference. 14. Cruises are a foodie's playground. At the end of the day, cruising is one of the best ways to experience food variety, where you can have a steak dinner, grab midnight pizza, snack on international cuisine, and try multiple desserts all in one day. Although each cruise company is unique, they consistently include food as part of the entertainment. It's about exploring, not just eating to survive. On one trip, I sampled French croissants, sushi, and Indian food in a single day. On another, I compared burgers from 3 different venues just because I could. The best part is that you're never locked in. If you try something new and don't like it, simply order something else. That freedom makes it easier to step outside your comfort zone. Of course, not every dish is going to blow you away. Some meals are just average, but the variety, accessibility, and fun make cruise dining unique. It's like a floating food festival. My advice: board with an adventurous mindset. Don't limit yourself to spaghetti or pizza. Sample international dishes, try the chef's specialties, and say yes to dessert. The meals on your cruise won't just satisfy hunger, they'll become part of the memories you take home. And there you go. That wraps up the 14 cruise tips you need to know. Dining at sea can be fun, simple, and delicious if you're ready. If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more cruise insights and tricks. Thanks for watching. Here's to smooth sailing and even better meals on your trip.